Hey guys, welcome to my channel and to this video if you are watching. I just wanted to do a quick video on a new purchase that I've just made. So that is the Glowforge. I'm super excited that I've finally got one. I've done an ad about it for a long time, but it seemed like the time was right to update the current laser cut that I've got, which is a k40 mini. So I wanted to sort of, well, I would say upgrade that, but I'm still limited on space. So the Glowforge ticked the right boxes and I've plumbed for the Glowforge. So I wanted to do a quick video on the mega space that I have and that I use, the room as it is, where the Glowforge is going to go, and then further down the line hopefully do some more videos around that and around the Glowforge and how easy hopefully it is to use, etc. So I'm going to spin the camera around and just sort of go through the room that I use. Hopefully it won't be too boring, and if you're like me and you like seeing other people's craft spaces and maker spaces, you'll find this interesting. So I'll flip this around now and I'll sort of show you where I do a lot of my work. So here we are. This is the room. As you can see, it is pretty busy in here. Got a bunch of printers, a bunch of stuff that I collect because I'm a huge dork. I like horror movies and retro gaming, so that stuff's all in here as well. And then we've got the area where the sort of laser cutter is at the back, the desk that I work at, which is usually a lot tidier than this. But I'm just moving stuff about, so sorry that there's stuff everywhere. A bunch of retro gaming stuff over here, so I will show this because I get a little bit excited about retro gaming stuff. So there's a bunch of Mega Drive games here, Master System, NES games, just stuff that reminds me of my childhood. And I still play on this. They were a lot harder than I remember, these games, but I still play on a lot of this stuff and I genuinely enjoy it as well. So I love having this in here because I spend quite a lot of time in this room, so I love having all of that in here. And some more Game Boys and stuff behind the bubble wrap. There's a printer on the floor at the moment because that will be over where underneath the Glowforge, but I need to move this so I can move the k40 out so I can get the Glowforge in. So everything's a little bit up in the air at the moment, but yeah, this is the room I'm in. Now, I know a lot of people get a Glowforge because they want a laser cutter, but they are limited on space, and I'm kind of the same. The k40 mini, although I didn't know it was a mini when I got it, but I'll go into that. The k40 did the job for me, but you still need quite a bit of room because obviously I've got the water cooling underneath, which you can see there in the bucket. So you still kind of need a lot of room, but I wanted to update that, update the laser cutter, but I can't really justify or find space for anything bigger than sort of a 40-watt laser, or that fits in. I can't really go and get like a thunder laser or anything like that at the moment because I just don't have the room. So the Glowforge certainly ticked a load of boxes for me on that. So it's going to go here. The k40 mini will come out. I'll hopefully find a good home for that because it's been really good for the price. And I'll go into that in a second. Glowforge will go here and it'll vent out of this window here. And then we'll be able to move some stuff around. I'll get some space back underneath, as I say, and I'll drop a print back in there. So I've got some room. So the k40 mini that it's replacing is here, and I can't really knock it because honestly, it's done me proud. I picked it up and I got it for like 250 quid in the end. Because I actually thought it was a k40. It wasn't advertised as a mini, and it's only when I got it I realised it was smaller and only had the 30-watt tubing. So after a bit of back and forth with the supplier, I got some money off, and it turned into a really good deal. I've not had any issues cutting what I cut with it, so I mainly cut 3 to 4 mil plastic or wood. Acrylic or wood, and it's done that fine. I did have a little bit of tinkering to do when I first got it, like lining up the mirrors for the laser was a bit of a mare, and it's still not perfect. I don't think the gantry is quite square, but it does cut well enough for me. But I think if I'd spent more time on it, if I had an inclination to spend more time of it, it would have been even better. So that's probably down to me that it's not as perfect as it could be. So the Glowforge is going to come in and go there. And as I say, vent out of this window here, and hopefully once I've got it up here, it should be fairly straightforward to set up. And then further down the line, I can home to do some more videos around the Glowforge, around using it for the first time, and the whole experience I have with that. As well as in here, I've also got a bunch of 3D printers. That's how I started into sort of making stuff and how I started my small business. So I've got an original CR10 under there, Creality CR10, and then over this side we've got an Ender Pro and a V3, and there's another one here which is ready to go. I just need to sort this table out that it's on because it's not overly sturdy, so I need to sort of shore that up a little bit. but I bought my first 3D printer. I think it was back in 2014 or 2015. I wasn't going to, but I sort of got talked into it. And someone was like, yeah, just do it. I did, and I've never really looked back. I've totally enjoyed it. I've learned so much. I've learned to design files. I've learned to design props, do a lot of airbrushing, set up a small business around it. I honestly love it. And then on the back of that, I sort of got into laser cutting and laser engraving, and as well as that I've got a Cricut as well over here which I use, and they all interlink really well. So if you use 3D printing and you're thinking about picking up a laser cutter, I'd totally recommend it. They tie in so well. You can sort of make, if you're making a plaque, you can 3D print a stand to go with that, etc. If you laser cut something, you can put a vinyl sticker on it that you can cut as well. So they tie in really well. And you learn so much from using them as well. So yeah, that's the room that I use. That's the kind of current setup, and that's what I plan to do. As I say, the Glowforge is downstairs. The box for it is huge. My biggest challenge is probably going to be getting that upstairs without breaking my back. Honestly, I have got help with that, and then unboxing it somewhere in here, I don't know, or out on the landing, and then getting that over there, and then we'll go from there. And I will hopefully do some more videos on it afterwards, as I say, and share my experience and just anything else that I find interesting about it. So thank you so much for joining me for this video if you have watched it.